What if I told you the thing holding you back is not what you think it is? Not lack of money, not lack of education, not lack of connections, not even bad luck. It is something quieter, something closer, something invisible. It is your own mind. Your habit of overthinking. You call it being careful. You call it being smart. You call it being prepared. But I call it fear. Fear dressed as wisdom. Fear disguised as logic. Fear that whispers you are not ready. Fear that tells you to wait just a little longer. That fear is a liar. It is a thief. It is a prison built inside your head. You think you are planning, but really you are stalling. You think you are analyzing, but really you are paralyzed. And every day you wait, the devil tightens his grip. Because the devil doesn't need to destroy you outright. He just needs to keep you doubting. He just needs to keep you busy thinking until all the time is gone. What if I told you that your greatest enemy is not poverty, not rejection, not failure, but hesitation? Hesitation is death disguised as safety. Hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever could. Hesitation is the devil's favorite weapon. He does not need to whisper, "Don't try." He only needs to whisper, "Not yet." And you believe him. You wait. You tell yourself, "I'll start when I'm ready." But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. That is the trick. That is the trap. And you are already caught. Every time you say, "I'll think about it," the devil smiles. Because he knows you will think about it forever. You were not created to live this way. God did not put you here to pace circles in your own mind. God gave you a vision, a desire, a calling. And the moment you received it, you already had what you needed to begin. The chains on you are not real. They exist only in thought. You are free, but you act like a prisoner. You don't need more money to begin. You don't need more time to begin. You don't need more education to begin. You need courage. You need trust. Trust in yourself. Trust in God. Trust in the vision He placed in your heart. Your overthinking is rebellion. It is disobedience dressed up as caution. Because when God says go, and you say, "Let me think," you are saying you know better than Him. That is why your plans fail. That is why doors stay closed. Because no talent, no plan, no strategy can succeed when you are chained by fear. Fear does not just slow you down, it blocks the flow of blessing. It makes you unteachable. It makes you blind to opportunity. You think you see clearly, but fear makes everything look dangerous. Everything looks like a trap. Everything looks like it will kill you, so you stay in the same place, safe but dying inside. Alive but not living. Tell me, how many times have you felt that pull? That small voice saying, "Move now." That fire in your chest saying, "Speak now." That nudge that says, "This is your chance." And you ignored it. You told yourself, "Let me pray a little more." You told yourself, "Let me do more research." You told yourself, "I'm not ready yet." And that moment passed. You call it wisdom, but deep down you know it was fear. Fear that made you miss the job. Fear that made you miss the call. Fear that made you miss the person God sent. Fear that made you miss your moment. How many more moments will you miss? How many more times will you let fear hold the pen and write your story for you? Or the enemy is not your boss, not your family, not the world. It is you. It is the part of you that believes every lie fear tells you. The devil doesn't need chains on your body if he already has chains on your mind. You think freedom comes from money. No, freedom comes from trust. When you trust, you move. When you trust, you act. When you trust, you silence fear. Trust breaks chains. Trust shuts the mouth of the enemy. Trust makes you bold. God does not give courage first. He gives instructions first. And when you obey, courage meets you, strength meets you, doors open for you. But if you wait for courage before you move, you will wait forever. Courage is not the starter. Obedience is. What if I told you your life could change in a single step? Not in a year, not in a decade. One step, one decision, one yes to God. The devil's goal is not to make you bad, it's to make you stuck. He knows a stuck believer is harmless. You will not change the world. You will not walk in your purpose. You will not disturb his kingdom, so he keeps you in your head. Thinking, planning, researching, preparing, waiting, and your life slips by. Year after year, dream after dream, buried in the graveyard of your mind. Wake up. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. He already gave you the idea, the vision, the instructions. What are you waiting for? A sign? You are the sign. The breath in your lungs is the sign. The dream that won't die is the sign. You pray for clarity. But clarity comes from motion, not thinking, not waiting. Motion. You can't steer a parked car. You have to move, even if you move slowly, even if you move trembling, even if you move afraid. Move. Do you know why your anxiety is so loud? Because you are idle. Your spirit was made for motion, and when you refuse to move, the mind fills the silence with fear. Your overthinking is not wisdom. It is poison. It kills courage. It kills faith. It kills destiny. God said he has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. Sound. Mind does not mean overthinking. Sound mind means clarity. Sound mind means peace. Sound mind means obedience. You don't need more books. You don't need more mentors. You don't need more signs. You need faith. Faith is action. Faith is risk. Faith is moving when your knees shake. Faith is walking to the edge and stepping off, because you trust the one who told you to go. The chains break when you move, not when you plan, not when you wait, not when you think, when you move. And the enemy knows this. That is why he keeps whispering, tomorrow, next year, when you have more money, when you have more time, when you feel ready. But those tomorrows never come. If you keep waiting, you will die waiting, and that is his plan. To keep you thinking until you are in the grave. To keep you planning until your dream rots inside you. Do you not see? This is war, a spiritual war, and the battlefield is your mind. Every thought you entertain is either a chain or a key. Every thought either locks you in fear or sets you free in faith. Choose your thoughts carefully, but do not stay there forever. Choose, then act. Thinking is not your savior. Obedience is, faith is, action is. There is a reason you feel stuck. Because you are. Not because of them, not because of life, because of you. The door is open. But you are sitting in the corner waiting for someone to drag you through it. Nobody is coming. You must stand up and walk through. God already placed everything you need in your hand. But he will not force you. You must choose. You must trust. You must act. Your blessing is on the other side of obedience. Not more overthinking. Not more worry. Not more delay. When you act, your fear shrinks. When you act, heaven backs you. When you act, your life changes. Do not let fear write another chapter. Do not let doubt hold the pen any longer. This is your moment. This is your warning. And this is your call. Stand up. Move. Trust. Break the chains, because the devil has already lost. The only power he has is the power you give him when you believe his lies. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are not behind. You are chosen. You are equipped. You are ready, and you are free the moment you decide you are. You keep telling yourself, when I have more confidence, I will move. But confidence does not come first. Action comes first. Confidence is built after you act. Courage is built after you step out. You are waiting for a feeling. But feelings are not leaders. Faith is the leader, and faith does not always feel good. Faith often feels like terror, like stepping into darkness, like jumping with no net. That is why so few do it. That is why so few change their lives. Not because they cannot, but because they refuse to move while afraid. You want God to prove himself first, but he is waiting for you to trust him first. Faith is not proof. Faith is choosing without proof. Faith is moving when logic says, stay, and here's the truth. God will never give you a plan that does not require trust. Because if you could see every step, if you could predict every outcome, you would not need him. So he calls you to the impossible. He calls you to something you cannot do alone. He calls you to something that terrifies you, not to harm you, but to build you, to teach you that fear is a liar and that he is faithful. Every time you obey, you grow. Every time you hesitate, you shrink, and that shrinking becomes your habit. You wake up smaller every day. Your dreams get quieter. Your courage fades. Your heart hardens, until one day you no longer feel the pull. You no longer hear his voice, not because he stopped speaking, but because you trained yourself not to listen. This is why people live entire lives full of regret. Because they thought hesitation was harmless. It is not. Hesitation kills. The graveyard is full of people who had ideas, who had gifts, who had dreams, who thought they had more time. Do not join them. Do not let your vision die inside you. Do not let fear steal another day. The chains are not real. You are not trapped. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too far gone. Your next decision can change everything. One act of trust can shift your whole life. You do not need 1,000 steps. You need one phone call, one message, one application, one bold yes. That is how destinies turn. That is how mountains move, not by overthinking but by obedience. You do not need perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. The perfect time is now, this very moment. The fact that you are hearing this message means this is your time. God is calling you to rise. The enemy is fighting to keep you still. Whose voice will you obey? Fear will always scream louder. Faith often whispers. You must learn to trust the whisper. The whisper is God. The whisper is truth. The whisper will lead you where fear cannot. Go, fear will tell you, you'll fail. But you will fail only if you quit. Fear will tell you, you're not ready. But God says, I made you ready before you were born. Fear will tell you, you're not good enough. But God says, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Fear will tell you, no one will listen. But God says, I will open doors no man can shut. Fear is loud, but fear is a liar. Faith is quiet, but faith is truth. The life you want is not waiting in your head. It is waiting in your hands. It is waiting in your feet. It is waiting in your obedience. Every second you delay is a second wasted. Every excuse you make is a seed of regret you will reap. Every time you say later, you say no to the life God prepared for you. Later is a lie. Later is the devil's favorite word. Later has killed more dreams than failure ever has. Later has stolen more joy than poverty ever could. Later is a graveyard dressed as a calendar. Say now, say today, say yes. You do not have to know everything. You do not have to see everything. You do not have to feel ready. You only have to trust. Trust is the key. Trust is your weapon. Trust is your freedom. You have been given a choice. Live by fear or live by faith. You cannot do both. You cannot serve both masters. Fear will keep you small. Faith will make you unstoppable. Fear will keep you hidden. Faith will place you on a hill. Fear will keep you silent. Faith will make you a voice. Fear will always ask for proof first. Faith moves first, then proof comes. Stop praying for a miracle while you sit still. Miracles happen when you move. When Peter stepped out of the boat, that's when he walked on water. He did not wait for proof. He moved, and so must you. You cannot pray fear away. You cannot wish courage into existence. You cannot read your way into action. You must act your way into courage. You must be willing to move while trembling. Move while unsure. Move while terrified, because courage is not the absence of fear. It is obedience in the presence of fear. You already know what you're supposed to do, that thing that keeps you awake at night, that dream that keeps calling you, that idea you cannot shake. That is not random, that is God's plan for you. But you have been burying it. You have been talking yourself out of it. You have been calling it impossible. You have been waiting for a sign. This is your sign. This message is your confirmation. This voice in your ear is your wake-up call. No more delay, no more excuses, no more fear. You are chosen. You are equipped. You are capable. You are ready. Now. Not next year. Not next month. Now. Do not wait for life to become easy. Do not wait for fear to disappear. Do not wait for permission. Move anyway, because here is the truth. There is no right time. There is only God's time. And His time is always now. Fear says, what if I fail? Faith says, what if you succeed? Fear says, you're not ready. Faith says, I will equip you as you go. Fear says, wait until the path is clear. Faith says, take the first step, and I will make the path. You must decide whose voice you will follow, because one voice will lead to life. The other will lead to regret. Do not let fear bury you alive. Do not let overthinking rob your destiny. Do not let hesitation steal your years. God has called you higher, and He will not lower His calling to your fear. You must rise. You must climb. You must trust. You have a choice today. Stay stuck or step out. Stay safe or soar. Stay chained or be free, and the moment you choose trust, heaven will move. Doors will open, opportunities will come, resources will flow, because obedience unlocks blessing. But nothing will happen if you stay in your head. If you stay afraid. If you stay waiting for perfect. Perfect will never come. Courage will never feel easy, and fear will never stop whispering. You must move. Anyway, you must obey anyway. You must trust anyway. This is your moment. The world is waiting for what you carry. Heaven is ready to back you, but God will not force you. He respects your choice. Will you choose fear, or will you choose faith? Move. Step out. Trust Him. Break the chains, and live the life you were created to live, because tomorrow is not promised, but this moment is yours, and this is your chance. The enemy has whispered long enough. You have doubted long enough. You have waited long enough. It is time. Time to step into the life God wrote for you. Time to walk in faith, not fear. Time to stop asking for permission and start walking in power. The chains are only in your mind, and the key is already in your hand. You break those chains the moment you trust. The moment you say yes. The moment you move. No one is coming to save you because God already did. No one is coming to push you because the fire is already in you. No one is going to believe for you because God gave the vision to you. So rise, move forward, take the first step, even if it shakes, even if it scares you, even if it feels like stepping into darkness, because you are not stepping alone. Heaven is with you, God is guiding you, and every door you need will open in its time. Stop waiting, start moving, stop thinking, start trusting. The devil has held your pen long enough. It's time for you to take it back and write the story God intended. Fear will not win this time. Doubt will not win this time. Chains will not hold you this time. This is your moment. This is your sign. This is your turning point. Move now, obey now, trust now, because your destiny is waiting, and it will not wait forever. The life you've been praying for is on the other side of fear. Go get it. The world is waiting for your yes.